Want roleplays without the ads? Right now on Patreon for just $3 a month, you'll get early access to my roleplays. Or for $5 a month, you'll get all of that plus an exclusive Girlfriend Roleplay Series episode each week. If you'd rather stay close to home, check out my YouTube memberships, where for only $3 a month, you'll get early access to my roleplays, as well as an adorable badge next to your name and custom emojis to use whenever you comment. And don't forget to head over to Teespring to get your Vixie Voice merch today. Links are in the description. The following roleplay is rated T, appropriate for ages 13 and older. Is that book any good? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your reading. I've heard so many people tell me to read this book that you're currently reading, and I was wondering if it's worth all the hype. Not really? Oh, darn, that's a shame. I really appreciate your input. Are there any good ones that you would recommend? Well, those sound lovely. Thanks again for your input. I'm sorry to disturb you. Oh, yes, I do work near here. I usually spend my lunch breaks here in the park. Oh, the graveyard shift isn't too bad. I'm just curious as to why you're out here so late by yourself. I've noticed you reading here into the night sometimes, and honestly, I've never had the courage to ask why until now. How do I know that you're not someone dangerous? I don't know, I guess I just have this sixth sense about these kinds of things. Oh, I'm always working the graveyard shifts. I guess you can say that I'm a nocturnal being. I personally prefer the stillness of night. It's peaceful when there aren't so many cars out on the road or people in the park. One could enjoy a moment of solitude. To enjoy a book, perhaps. I genuinely was curious about the books you read. I noticed you're either a very fast reader or you get bored very quickly. I take it once a book pulls you in, you kind of lose track of time, huh? I wish I could find a book like that. I'm so used to storytelling that I can always guess the ending by the 4th chapter. You know, I haven't read any of the books that you recommended, and honestly, I'm very excited to try them. If you recommended them, they must be worth a read. Oh, you're right, I haven't even told you my name. I'm sorry. It's Vixie. It's nice to meet you. If you're ever in the area and you want a place to read, I run a cafe around the corner. It's 24 hours and I normally work the graveyard shift, so you can always find me there at night. Well, sometimes people show up, sometimes they don't. Tonight's been one of those slow nights. I normally try and take my breaks when I'm sure that there's no one coming. And like I said, tonight has been pretty quiet, so I've been working on setting up my next window display. Yeah, the window displays, that's my cafe. If you'd like to see my latest one, I'm just about finished with it. Great, it's over here. I've got to get back anyways, just in case someone shows up. I'm glad I was able to talk to you before you took off for the evening. I really hope I'm not interrupting any plans. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I promise I won't keep you all night. I can bring you a decaf drink if you'd like. Here we are, the Blood Brew Cafe. I'm glad that you like the name and the welcome mat. It's the best way to welcome all people without having to invite them in one at a time. You would be surprised with the company that this cafe keeps sometimes. My menu looks weird? Oh, I get that a lot. It's Romanian. I grew up with it so much, but honestly, it makes everything sound really cool. Iced coffee is pronounced cafea cu gheața. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, this is my next window display. I just have to add a few more trinkets and it will be perfect. It's the ball gown and velvet suit that my friends wore to their wedding. They donated them to me so I can use them for my display. I had a fun idea to recreate their wedding. I do have to give them back at the end of the month, but I am so excited for them to see it. Well, I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, like I said, I tried to, like, recreate their wedding. They got married in a Gothic castle. Ugh, so typical. And of course, it was freezing considering it was at night. I'm sorry, is there something wrong? You're staring at me like you've just seen a ghost. Yes, I am a vampire. Did I not mention that? Oh, wow, I'm really getting distracted today. I am so sorry. I don't mean to scare you or want to make you feel like I've lulled you into a false sense of security. I really wanted to meet you and talk to you because I've seen you around and you seem so interesting. I wanted to say hello. Oh, I'm not going to drink your blood. That's not why I invited you over. No. Yes, don't get me wrong. I do drink blood, but I mean, all vampires do. But that's why I run this cafe. Since I own this business, it actually allows me to offer a monthly blood drive in which people can donate to feed local vampires. I get to work with the local clinics to provide them blood if they ever need any as well. It's all completely on the record and people know exactly who they're donating to. That way everybody feels safe, and we vampires know that we have a responsibility not to bite the hand that feeds us. I don't have any cravings because my entire business is crushing cravings, as well as keeping people and vampires alike caffeinated and ready for the day. I'm glad you like my pitch. I mean, come on. I called it the Blood Brew Cafe, of course. I'm sure you've read a book or two about vampires. Do I look like the ones in those pages? Well, I'm glad you don't consider me a monster like those books sometimes portray us as. I'm really, really sorry again for not being direct. I'm so used to talking to both humans and vampires, I often forget to mention that I am a vampire myself. It's also getting super late, and I don't want you to have to worry about your sleep schedule. You want to stay and try something? You know, you can come back in the morning so you can still get some sleep and not be caffeinated at this hour. Oh, well, I mean, you're right. I don't work the day shift. You know, I can make anything on our menu decaf for you. I mean, unless you want to spend the night over here. Wow, that sounded really weird. You're more than welcome to spend as much time here as you'd like. You want to help me with the window display? That's really sweet of you. Because as it turns out, the last thing I need is a living soul to trap into the necklace of the bride. I'm joking. Vampires can't do that. We've tried. Anyways, thanks again for your help. I knew I had a good feeling about you.